Hey everyone, Chris Walker here. This video today is about how to build a great set of glutes. The butt, the bum, you may call it either one of those. This video is going to serve as a little bit of a guide on how to train the glutes effectively, what types of exercises you should be doing, and also potential things to look out for along the way. Now ladies first, you may follow the women of Instagram, the crazy bikini shots with the bum out on the beach, looking absolutely amazing, the hundreds of thousands of followers, and all the types of workout videos that they put up on a daily basis on Instagram. Now, it may not be an issue, you following these types of individuals. You may learn some tips and tricks, you may learn some good exercises along the way, but also it could potentially be harmful to your glute training, and I'll explain why. Now, they may be doing the exercises incorrectly with bad technique. I've seen so many videos with absolutely god-awful technique. I've been watching them thinking you are absolutely about to break your back in 10 seconds, and then you're following these types of exercises yourself, and your potential for getting injured is really high, and ultimately you don't want that to happen. Another thing to take into account is they may be genetically blessed. So they may have already been born with a great set of glutes. They don't really have to do much to maintain that. So no matter what exercises they do, their butt's already gonna look great. You following the exercise going, this is how I get there, is obviously gonna give you a little bit of false hope. Now, another thing to take into account is they may have had some fillers, some butt fillers, you know, Kim Kardashian, not naming any names. Also, if they're like bikini competitors or things like that, they compete in competitions, they may be on some kind of low dose steroids. Both of those are a lot more common than you think, and again, that's going to give you a little bit of false hope too. Now guys, you may be watching the video thinking, well, I don't want a big round bum, I don't wear a bikini, you know, I'm not judging if you're into that sort of thing, you know, each to their own. But what you need to take into account is if you want a bigger squat, if you want a bigger deadlift, if you want a safer back, better posture when you're doing these heavy exercises, then having a strong set of glutes is gonna help you. So don't be worried, don't be, you know, thinking that, you know, these types of exercises are only for women and all the, you know, the types on Instagram, because that's not the case. If you want bigger numbers on your big lifts, if you want a safer back and better posture, then you could be following these exercises and benefiting from them as well. So we're going to go through some exercises, we're going to go through some technique, things to look out for, and how to basically activate the glutes and to train them effectively. So obviously you make sure that you're not wasting your time. So the first exercise I'm showing you guys here is a hip thrust. Set myself up on a nice sturdy bench, shoulder blades are on enough as well in a good position so I'm not slipping off. And I'm just concentrating on extending the hips, straightening the body up at the top, and all the drive is coming from the glutes. So I'm keeping the abs tight, chin's tucked in, nice and solid in the core. And you can see here how that's on, off, on. Really squeezing the glutes. Helps to imagine that you have a tail and you're trying to tuck it in. It's the best way for me to try and explain it to you. A little bit of practice will put you obviously in the right position. This is a weighted version here. So I've got the bar and a bar sleeve just to cushion me. You can use a mat or anything along those lines. And again, the abs are switched on. Breathe out a little bit, really squeeze the abs and squeeze the bum through that movement. So this is just two sloppy reps. You know, the belly's pushed out, the back's overextended. That's what you want to avoid. So I'm just showing you here how to incorporate this into a squat. So you can see how I'm only, you know, about 70% extended, 80% extended. And here is where I lock the glutes in. So I'm really straightening the body up by squeezing the bum into its shortest position. And that'll just fire your glutes a hell of a lot more when you're doing this movement. Now this is how you incorporate it into a deadlift. So again, it's the same scenario but using a different exercise. You will get a little bit more engagement from the glutes doing these. So if these are in your routine, you want to make sure you find your glutes properly, then do them like so. Nice squeeze at the top of the movement. Can you see again? Off and on. So you can see how the back's less curved, nice and straight. And you want to avoid doing that. That's a terrible rep. That's just me demonstrating how to not overextend the back. And here's 2 reps with the shoulders a little bit more tucked back. So here I'm showing you some lying clams, the bands around the knees, and I'm just concentrating on that external rotation, i.e. I'm drawing a circle outwards. Don't do that, that's letting your whole body come into the movement. You want to stay nice and tight, let your legs create that outwards movement. Because what you've got to remember is the glutes, the bum muscles, don't just extend the hip and straighten the body, they also rotate outwards. So imagine your knees coming out. I'm just showing you here a banded squat hold. So if your knees come in like so when you're doing squats and things, then most likely it's coming from the glutes. So this again is just promoting more engagement from the bum muscles and obviously a better hip position too. So I'm just showing you how to incorporate this into a walk here. It's similar to the squat except you're walking away. So you're just promoting that forcing of the knees out each time. And this is just a variation with me staying down in the squat. So it's just a little bit tougher. And obviously there's a lot more tension over the time of the set. This is a front foot raise split squat. So you're doing one foot at a time, trying to keep your torso up nice and straight and sinking down into that movement. And this is a variation with dumbbells, just a weighted version. You can actually do this without the slight forward lunge I've got there, just keeping your torso up a bit more straight, makes it a little bit harder. Don't do that. Again, sloppy position, just showing you the difference between a bad rep and a good rep. Okay guys, that pretty much sums up the video. I'd like to thank you all so much for taking your time to watch it. If you think that you'll benefit from the exercises that I've shown you and you can incorporate them into your own routine to help your glutes grow, then please drop me a like below. Also, if you subscribe to my channel, I'll be putting up more videos like this in the next coming months. Workout routines, how to train effectively, busting any fitness myths and things like that, and just videos in general to help you along the way. So again, thank you all so much for watching. Take care now. Bye.